I gave you an FRQ. I gave you a front and back. I want you to work on the front side. I'm going to give you 15 minutes to work on it. Okay? 15 minutes. If you get done with it, go ahead on the back side, but I want to go over the front side with you. Before you start, listen. The average on this FRQ on the front side with the title and everything, with the line in the semicircle, the average globally for this exam in 2003 was 2.68 out of 9.
That's like a 3 score?
No, well, no, that's the average all the time. Yes, that side first. Okay, so let's see how you did. I want you guys to do it, and then we'll compare your results to reality in a little while. No calculator. The first A, B, and C you should have gotten pretty easily. That tangent line one, fourth period had the hardest time creating a darn tangent line. Yeah. We're in trouble if we can't do a tangent line. Okay. Anyways, so A, we're looking for what interval f is increasing. So that's easy enough. F is increasing when f prime is positive. So I'm going to say f prime of x is greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, when? Less than or equal to x, less than or equal to negative 2. So that's that. Part B. Find the x-coordinate for a point of inflection. We'd say f has points of inflection when? Okay. Yes, you should say that. F prime is, I'm just going to say changing direction. You're right. I just don't want to waste my time writing all this when we have other things that we can do. So when does that happen? 0 and 2? Yeah. So, yeah. When f prime changes direction from decreasing to increasing at 0, and f prime changes direction from increasing to decreasing at 2, therefore at x equals 0 and 2. Are we okay with that? Okay, that's easy. Part C, tangent line. What are the two things you need to know for a tangent line? A point and a slope. What is the point? Okay, so here's what I saw a lot of during fourth period. 0, 3, there's no 0, 3 up here. 0 is negative 2. This is what? F prime. What is the value of the function at 0? 3. What is the value of the function's derivative at 0? Negative 2. So the coordinate is 0, 3. What's another way of writing that? F of 0 equals 3, not f prime of 0. What is it? How do you find slope of a tangent line? This is the basics of all calculus. The slope of the tangent line is equal to the derivative. What is the derivative at where? 0. So we would say f prime of 0. What's f prime of 0? So what's my tangent line? Okay? And then some of you are going to do this. Don't do it. Because this part is only worth 1 point, right or wrong. So if you get to this point and you're like, let's just keep going because I like this better, and then you don't remember that 2 times 0 is not 2, they're not going to give you the point, plain and simple. Okay? So don't make the stupid mistakes. Just leave it, okay? All right, let's look at the scoring. Let's look at the scoring for this, for the first 3. 2 points for part A, 1 point for the interval, 1 point for the justification, 2 points for part B, 1 point for the points 0 and 2, 1 point for the correct justification. Notice they're saying decreasing to increasing or increasing to decreasing, right? So I granted mine's wrong, but that's just because of time. And then part C, just 1 point. Did you get it right or wrong? So right there, in my estimation, if you're worth anything, I'm sorry if I'm offending you, you should have at least gotten 4 out of 5. Okay? Now, I didn't want to offend too much. You should have gotten 5. Right? Which one was it? The tangent line? All right. But with that said, what? No. Because again, changes direction, what does that mean? Does that imply up and down, or out, in and out, or left and right? If you just said changes direction, you don't get the justification point. Okay. Now, without all that said, that's all review, right? That's all first semester stuff. The point of today's lesson and initial value problems is D. And none of you guys knew how to do it.
Wait, okay.
Bet.
Do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I want f of negative 3, right? What did I give you? I gave you f prime. How do you go from f prime to f? Yes, but you don't know the integral of a graph. So how do we write it? F of x equals the integral form. So the integral from what is the initial condition? It says, where did it say it? It said for f of 0 is 3, just like we said here. F of 0 is 3. So the lower bound is 0. The upper bound is x of f prime of t dt. Now if I plug in 0 here, what am I going to get? 0, but I want to get 3, so I'm going to put plus 3 out there. So that's my equation to evaluate. Who created that equation? 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you. Okay. So I want f of negative 3. So that's the integral from 0 to negative 3 of f prime of t dt plus 3. So we look at the graph. What do we notice about this integral? It's going backwards, right? It's going from 0 to negative 3. So if I'm going from 0 to negative 3, how am I going to evaluate this? Okay, you want me to rewrite it? So f of negative 3 equals the negative of the integral from negative 3 to 0 of f of t dt, f prime of, thank you. So now I'm going from negative 3 to 0. How am I going to find the integral from negative 3 to 0? Find the two triangles. So I'm going to keep that negative out there and keep that in parentheses. 1/2, what's the width of the first triangle? 1, what's the height? 1, plus the second triangle is 1/2, what's the width? 2, what's the height? Negative 2. Now, just real fast, okay, just real fast, if I want the integral from negative 3 to 0, what sign is that going to hold? Just from negative 3 to 0, it's going to be what? From negative 3 to 0. It's negative. Why? There's a bigger triangle on the bottom than the top, right? So I know that this piece should be negative. Now we flipped it, so our final integral should be positive. So negative, let's see, this is 1/2, minus 2, and then plus 3. So we get, what is this, negative, I don't know, negative 1/2 plus 5, yeah? Equals what? 9/2? Is that right? This is f of negative 3. Are we okay with that? Okay. The next part, it says, what is f of 4? So we're going to use the same equation. F of 4 equals the integral from 0 to 4 of f prime of t dt plus 3. Now, we are going, what? We are going from 0 to 4. So what do I have to find? Okay, if I'm going from, let's see if I can do this, from 0 to 4, come on. If I'm going from 0 to 4, from there to there, I am looking for this area and this area, right? Okay, what is our answer going to be in that for that integral? Negative. But do you know the area of that shape? No. We have a semicircle, but if I find just the area of the semicircle, I'm finding the area of this piece. I don't want that. There you go. Find the area of the rectangle. So I'm going to do that separately. What's the area of the rectangle? Okay. 4 times. Okay, you're right, it's negative 2. But I'm just going to find the area for right now. My final answer is going to be what? For just the integral, it'll be negative, right? But it's going to be the rectangle minus the semicircle. What's the area of a circle? So what's the radius? 2. And then we have half a circle, so it's going to be half. So it'll be minus 2 pi. Now that is the area of the leftover region. I want the integral, so we know it's going to be what? Negative because it's below. So how would I express that? I'm going to do this. You guys okay with this? So that's this piece, and then plus 3. So f of 4 is negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5 plus 2 pi. Say it again. Okay, so I'm finding, in order to find this area, okay, I have to basically find the area of the rectangle, which is 4 by 2, so that's 8, and then I have to subtract the circle, or the semicircle, so I subtract the circle. So this is the rectangle, and this is the semicircle. Okay? All right, how did they grade that one? Let's take a look at that. Okay. Bummer. There we go. So how do you get the points? You get 1 point for talking about the area of the two triangles. That's like this piece right here. Just showing that the comparison of the two triangles. Then you get 1 point for f of negative 3. Am I right? 9/2. And then you get 1 point for finding the area of that region minus the semicircle. So 1 point for this part, and then 1 point for your final answer there. Okay? Are we okay with that? Who got 9 out of 9? Nobody? Who got 8 out of 9? 2 of you? Who got 7 out of 9? It was 4 altogether. 7? Who got 6 out of 9? 5 out of 9? 4 out of 9? 3 out of 9? 2 out of 9? 1 out of 9? Okay, so everybody broke 3, right? And the average was 2 point something. So you're above average. But again, that is the average including all the people that failed the AP exam. Okay? So yes, you are above average, but only about 50% of students pass the AP exam every year. So, no. My point is, if you want to make sure you're good, you got to understand Part D. Right? Okay. So you guys go ahead and work on that. You guys can work together on the backside. Talk about it.